conserves and compotes. To make violet conserve. Take any quantity of violets, which pick carefully leaf by leaf from their stalk, put them in a little mortar and pound them well, take them out with a card and put them in a saucer. Then take a little clarified sugar, boil it to a high degree, take it off from the fire, add your violets to it and stir it well with a spoon, but not to dissolve it. Grating of it very fine will answer the same purpose. To make lemon and orange conserve. Take a lemon or an orange, grate the rind with a tin grater, put the powder in a saucer, squeeze the juice of the fruit over it, mix it well together with a spoon, then boil some sugar very high, because what you put in it is a liquor, since it is the juice and the grating of the fruit mixed together lowers the sugar, which requires the sugar to be boiled a little higher for this sort of conserve than for the others. When your sugar is boiled to the proper height, mix it in your composition and proceed on just the same as directed for the other conserves. To make white lemon conserve. Boil a pound of the finest sugar, but not so high as before. Take it off the fire and squeeze the juice of a lemon in it at different times, stirring continually. It will make the sugar as white as milk if properly done. Take care not to drop any of the seeds in it. Work it well together and pour it in the moulds when it is mixed of an equal substance, which prove by pouring some with a spoon, as any other jelly. To make pomegranate conserve. Take a good large ripe pomegranate of a fine colour, seed it one after another. Then squeeze it in a linen cloth to get the juice, which boil and reduce to half. Put it to a pound of sugar, refined as for violet conserve. When it is half cold, work it well together and dress it in the moulds as usual. To make conserve of hips. Gather your hips before they grow soft. Cut off the heads and stalks, split them in half and take out all the seeds and white. Put them in an earthen pan, stir them every day lest they grow mouldy, and let them stand till they are soft enough to rub through a coarse hair sieve. They are a dry berry and rub through with some difficulty. Add to them their weight in sugar and mix them well together without boiling, keeping it in gallipots for use. To make conserve of red roses. Take red rosebuds, bruise them in a marble mortar, adding by degrees fine powder sugar sifted to the quantity of 3 pounds. Beat them till no particles arise, and till the whole becomes a firm and solid mixture. To make conserve of orange peel. Take the clear rind of oranges, steep them in water of a moderate heat till they are tender. Then strain the water from them, pound them in a marble mortar, and strain them through a sieve. Then bring the pulp to a proper consistence over a gentle fire, and add to it thrice its quantity of sugar, and let it be reduced into a conserve by beating it in a mortar. To make conserve of quinces. Pare the quinces, take out the cores and seeds, then cut them into small pieces. Boil them till they are soft. To 8 pounds of quinces, put in 6 pounds of sugar. Boil them to a consistence. To make conserve of red roses, or any other flowers. Take rosebuds, or any other flowers, and pick them. Cut off the white part from the red, and take the red flowers and sift them through a sieve to get out the seeds. Then weigh them, and to every pound of flowers take 2 pounds and a half of loaf sugar. Beat the flowers pretty fine in a stone mortar. Then by degrees put the sugar to them, and beat it till it is well incorporated together. Then put it into gallipots, tie it over with paper, and over that a leather, and it will keep 7 years. To make conserve of cherries. Stone your cherries and boil them a moment. Sift them and reduce the juice on a slow fire till it comes to a pretty thick marmalade. Add the proportion of 1 pound to 1 pound of sugar. To make a compote of apples. Take any sort of apples, cut them in halves, take out the core and pare them very neatly, and in proportion as you cut and pare them, throw them into a basin of water, for fear they should turn black. Have a pan on the fire with clarified sugar in, very light, that is to say, half sugar and half water. Let it boil that you may skim it a little, then put your apples in and do them gently, taking care your sugar should not boil too fast, because in such a case they would wash all to a pulp. When you see that your apples are well done, take them off from the fire and let them cool in the sugar. For if they be too much done, in cooling in the sugar itself, they grow firm again, so set them in your ashes. But if you should perceive your syrup is too thin, you may, after you have taken off your apples, set it again over the fire and give it what height you please. To make a compote of oranges. Cut the rind of your oranges into ribs, leaving part of the rind on. Cut them into 8 parts and throw them into boiling water. When a pin will easily go through the rind, drain and put them into as much sugar, boiled till it becomes smooth, as will cover them. Give all a boil together, adding some juice of oranges to what sharpness you please. You may put a little pippin jelly into the boiling. When cold, they make pretty plates. To make a compote of pears. Take pears, which must not be too ripe, split them by the head's end with a knife, put them into a pan of water, and boil them till they are a little softened. Take them off and change them into cold water. Have another little pan of fresh water, in which squeeze 2 lemons, after which pare your pears neatly and put them into that lemon water to whiten them. Take then another pan with clarified sugar very light, and put your pears in till they have well taken the sugar and are well done. To make a compote of apricots. Take any quantity of apricots, split them on one side to take out the stone. Put them in a pan of water and set them over the fire. Boil them very gently for fear they should mash. When you see they are well softened, take them off and change them into cold water. Take clarified sugar, put your apricots in, give them a little boiling, then take them off and set them in your dishes. To make a compote of green apricots. Take any quantity of green apricots, then 2 handfuls of salt, which wet with a little vinegar. Take a coarse towel, put your apricots in it along with the salt, and rub them well in the towel till you see the apricots have lost all their down. Be careful not to do them so hard as to break their skin. When that is well done, throw them into fresh water to make them lose the salt and vinegar, which is done by giving them 3 or 4 different successive fresh waterings. When your apricots are well cleaned, prick them well with a pin, set them in a pan of water on the fire, and boil them as much as you please. When they are sufficiently done, take them off from the fire and let them cool in that same water till the next day, when you must set them again on the fire in the same water, and as soon as it begins to boil, take them off and change them into cold water. Then take another pan with the first degree of clarified sugar. Put your apricots in, let them simmer on a slow fire till they begin to turn very green. You must not let them be quite done the first time you put them in sugar. They must have then but one bubble in the sugar. Then take them off and let them stand till the next day, when they will have thrown off all their water and turn of the most beautiful green. To make a compote of greengages. Take greengages which prick with a pin and set on the fire in a pan of cold water till they are a little softened. Then take them off and let them cool in the same water. When that is done, take the highest degree of clarified sugar, put your plums in it, and set them again on a very slow fire, to make them throw off their water and turn green. You must also cover your pan during this second operation with a tin plate, that they may not lose their steam, which makes them greener. After which, take them off and dress them in your dishes. To make a compote of quinces. Take quinces, which cut into 4 quarters, and take out their cores and pare them. Set them in a pan of water on the fire. Boil them as much as you please. When they are done enough, take them out of the water and put them on a cloth to drain. Then take another pan with the first degree of clarified sugar, and put your quinces in, and let them do gently upon a slow fire, that they may be very mellow. If you would have them red, cover them as soon as you put them on the fire with a tin plate, and leave them on till they are quite done. Then take them off and dress them in your dishes. If your sugar is in jelly, put them directly in your dishes and pour sugar over them. To make a compote of cherries. Take cherries and cut off half their stalks. Have clarified sugar. Put your cherries in and let them boil till they are done enough. Then take them off from the fire and let them stand till they are grown sufficiently cold to take them all one by one and set them on their stalks upwards in your dishes, and pour sugar over them. To make a compote of Boone-Cretian pears. Pare your fruit and cut them into slices. Scald them a little, squeezing some juice of lemon on them in the scalding to keep them white. Then drain them and put as much clarified sugar as will just cover them. Give them a boil and then squeeze the juice from an orange or lemon, which you best approve of, and when cold they may be served to table. To make a compote of baked wardens. Bake your wardens in an earthen pot, with a little claret, some spice, lemon peel and sugar. When you use them, peel off the skin and dress them in plates, either whole or in halves. Then make a jelly of pippins, sharpened well with the juice of lemons, and pour it upon them. When cold, break the jelly with a spoon, and it will look very agreeable upon the red pears. End of section 8.